Today's episode of The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown is brought to you by Jeanette McKenzie, Realtor at Forest Hill Signature, Jewelry Forever at jewelryforever.ca, and Beautified by Romina. Enjoy the show.
Broadcasting live from Glenmore Record Studios in Toronto, this is The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown, your Sunday morning talk show with interesting guests, live musical performances, and the most fun you can fit in your coffee cup. Hosted by Scott Dion Brown and Regine Alaina, this is The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown.
Hi. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to episode 311?
Yeah.
311, everybody, of The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown and Regine Alaina, and I am your host, the one, the only, Scott Dion Brown. Hi. I'm a little tired this morning. It's been honestly...
Wow, how about you introduce the other co-host?
Someone's talking.
He's so tired.
I am Scott Dion Brown, and I'm joined by the greatest co-host in all of the galaxy, the one, the only...
Regine Alaina, happy Sunday, everyone. I had the urge to cheers you while your mug was right in my face. I wanted to be like, cheers.
Well, actually, and it's interesting about that, because you know what I've noticed?
What?
In the like usually when we do the show, so obviously, yeah, you're on the other side of the table. Regina's on the other side of the table because there's no other guests. We are our own guests.
Exactly.
But I do find, because like what you just said, I start the mug over here, and I have seen multiple guests because they don't know I'm going to do the coming out of the camera thing. So there's always this moment where like I go like this with my mug, and several of the guests have been like, and then like, oh.
I've been like, you know those like, intrusive thoughts that you just let win?
Yeah.
I wanted to just go cheers.
I mean, it is kind of an instinctive, like when somebody holds up a cup to you, you feel the need to. My phone is not on silent.
Cheers.
No,
it's okay. A part of me just wanted to do it, but I was like, no, our mugs are too full. That would get really messy.
And then it would have just started the show off with a big mess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry. So you were saying you're tired.
I'm tired. It's been a busy week.
It has been.
Well, I will say this. In fact, this is good that I'm saying it publicly because it'll motivate me. Mm-hmm. But
why so tired, Scott?
I've been working, honestly. So I've still got other work to do, and
Yes.
I've been doing that. But every other waking moment where I wasn't doing some other job I had to do, I've been working on what will be my next YouTube video cover. Yeah.
Ooh.
And it's been like, in fact, apologies to
the streamers, the gamers.
them. But I was also going to apologize to the Young Scones.
Oh,
And,
yeah, that too.
So they had their show on Friday night, April 11th,
Yes.
and
we had all the intention of going.
I was planning to go, but I was in the middle of filming, and again, because I was like, I know how little time there is, and I want to get this video out as soon as possible. So it was like, I was shooting until, I think that night I shot until about 1 a.m. The night before I was shooting until like 3 a.m. So I've gone to bed at like 3 a.m. like several nights in a row just working on the videos.
See, I wanted to go, but I was also very tired.
You know, it's busy. We're tired.
It's a tiring time.
Yes.
It's almost the long weekend, which is lovely. It's next week, so... And I had driving lessons the next morning. So I was like, do I go to a concert and have so much fun and support amazing artists and then risk being super tired? Or exactly.
Fair enough. TC Dottie, good morning, kind sir. Good morning, kind madam.
Good morning, kind person.
Welcome, TC Dottie. Welcome to the show. We just got things started here.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to, I think we had some internet issues, but I think we just got fixed.
So you're shooting a film.
We're going to finish recording this show,
Yes.
and then I'm going to go home, and I'm going
edit.
to edit all day and all night until the video is done, and it will be on my channel either very late tonight, but more likely tomorrow morning. Yeah,
All
TC
right.
Dottie, little lag or something. Yeah, the internet just dropped.
So for those watching, TC Dottie, make sure you keep Scott accountable. If I don't see anything tomorrow by lunchtime, I'm gonna be like, so Scott, where's that video at?
And I did say last week what it was, right? Or did I hint at it? So I'm going to say what it is because people watching, you guys get the exclusive. I'm doing a cover of the song that they sing at the end of a Minecraft movie.
Ooh.
And so it's the song called I Feel Alive.
Mm-hmm.
And it's coming to my YouTube channel tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning.
There you go.
That's fun.
Yeah.
And you know what you should do to celebrate? Stream playing Minecraft.
That is a good idea, actually.
To
that is a good idea.
celebrate.
That is a good idea. Maybe I finally
Sometime
will.
this week.
The gaming streams are coming back. It's been so long. I know, everybody. I'm sorry. Oh, TC Dottie says, I'll take away Scott's hair if he fails to post. Okay, yeah, that's motivation. Oh, man.
I'll shave it off for you.
There you go. There you go.
I'll mail you his hair.
So watch for it.
No, don't watch for his video, not for the shaving of the head. Yeah.
Tomorrow morning, everybody. Tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm.
We made it here alive.
We did. So earlier I mentioned, I think last week too, I mentioned I started doing driving lessons because I don't drive. And Scott thought it was a brilliant idea to let me drive this morning.
Yes, I picked up Regine this morning and I went,
Do you want to drive?
You driving? Huh? And you were a little hesitant.
I was like, okay, why not?
We made it.
We made it alive. No whiplash. It's just different because I'm used to driving either my husband's truck or my driving instructor's car. So they're two different types of vehicles.
Yes.
And then there's Scott's car where I was like, I need to get familiar with another car in a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it is good practice. Mm-hmm. But yeah, because usually there is that weird moment of like, okay, wait, this car's like
your gas is sensitive,
different.
your brake is sensitive. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah.
TC Dottie says, how did she do? You know what?
Great
We're
question.
here. We're here.
Hey.
We're here.
Hey.
No, you did fine. You did well. I mean, you executed the turns and
I hate left turns, and this area is very, very busy, and it freaks me out.
So you find right turns easier? Mm-hmm. Interesting. Because I find left turns are easier because my left leg is along the side. I can kind of just follow my leg around the corner. So I'm just like, it's easier to guide.
Well, actually, you did give some good tips earlier, so I will use that left leg as a...
Yeah. So you know what it was? That was something my dad actually taught me when he was teaching me how to drive on, like, specifically for highway driving. Because highway driving, it feels like you're going really fast. Well, I mean, you are. But like, so it can feel a little nerve-wracking. But what he explained to me was like, yeah, you can all use this. If you're in the UK or somewhere that drives on the right side of the road, just use the right leg.
Flip your legs. Oh, don't flip your legs.
Flip your legs, yeah. But basically, what he told me is like, when you're driving, right, your left leg is basically like against the side of the car. So it's basically like your boundary line of the car. Because like the distance from like the outside of your car from your leg is like maybe like this much.
Yeah.
So if you have trouble like knowing whether or not you're in your lane or where your car's positioned, if you kind of just imagine lining up your leg with the left line and just making sure that your leg is just on the inside of that line, you'll always know that you're in your lane, right? Because sometimes, am I too far to the right? Am I getting right? Just imagine your left leg as the left side of the car and guide yourself along the left line, and you'll always know kind of where you are positionally. So...
Good tips. Tips from Scott Dion Brown and his dad.
That's right.
No, but my driving instructor, so I've done 2 in-car lessons with him now. And he said that it was funny, I had my first session after our show last week.
Yes.
And he's like, so what are your fears? And I was like, left turns at like major intersections and merging. I should not have told him what my fears were because all of a sudden he's like, all right, so we do our warm up. He's trying to see how I do on the road, like the side streets. And he keeps talking to me. And so I'm responding. And he's like, so you're not a distracted driver because you can actually hold a conversation while you're driving. So I was like, okay, cool.
Good.
And then he goes, all right, so we're going to turn onto Shepherd. And I'm like, we're going to do what? He goes, yeah, you're going to turn left here. And I'm like, we're not turning left here. He's like, yeah, we are. I'm like,
So does the left turn make you nervous because you're turning across oncoming traffic? I guess that makes sense.
Like if it was like a 4-way stop and I had to turn left, I'll be fine as long as, people know when it's their turn to go. But actually, no, that actually makes me more nervous because what if they don't know when to go?
Well, we had to make a left coming here, and you executed. I mean, I told you when to go. I was like, yeah, you go now.
Yeah. Or you're like, you can go. I'm like, no.
Because I guess the scariest part, especially initially, is like figuring out how to time how much time you have.
Yeah. Like, what if someone decides to speed up? And if there's no one behind me, I literally just wait till the yellow. I'm like, okay, now I can go.
Yeah. Well, you'll get it. I mean, again, it's just the more you do it, you get used to how much time you have.
Yeah. And so he's like, okay, now you're going to merge. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm not. He's like, yeah, you are. And I'm like, okay. So yesterday was my second lesson, and there was a lot of, we drove on very busy streets in this area. And he was like, okay, you're going to merge to the left lane. Okay, now you're going to move to the right. Oh, and then back to the left. And I'm like, Saturday morning traffic. Okay, let's do this.
Practice.
Yeah.
Actually, when I was leaving to come get you, I had to get onto the Don Valley Parkway, the DVP.
For those who don't know.
As we call it here in Toronto.
Don Valley Dana.
Yeah, Don Valley Dana, that's right. I merged onto the DVP, which is a highway.
Or a freeway for our American viewers.
Yeah, I guess so. There was a car merging in front of me. So one thing you should always do, Regine, you should learn this as
these
well.
are tips and tricks on how to drive on today's episode.
When you are getting onto a highway, you need to, as quickly as possible, get your car up to highway speed.
Okay. But what if there's traffic?
If there's traffic, you would try to go the speed that the traffic is going. But basically, because what some people will do, especially newer drivers or just bad drivers, is so maybe you're merging onto the highway and you were traveling maybe like 60 kilometers an hour or 50 because that was the speed of the right?
On the curb.
And then you, from the street you were on, then you merge onto the lane and now you're entering the highway at like 50, 60 kilometers an hour. You guys can do the miles conversion watching, but the kilometers an hour. And like the problem with that is it's honestly the most dangerous way to merge a highway because the cars on the highway coming up behind you
are already speeding.
They're going 90 on the DVP. They're going 90 plus.
Yeah.
On the 401, they're going 100 plus. And you're merging on there going literally 50 kilometers slower than they are. So this woman in front of me is merging in front of me, and she's entering the highway at 40. So then I'm trying to get around her. She comes in and then she merges into the lane, but she didn't merge all the way. So she was like going really slow in the center lane of the DVP. The DVP is 3 lanes.
Yeah.
She's in the center lane of the DVP, but she's also partially in the right lane. So she was blocking 2 lanes going that speed. So I had to like whip around her in the left lane and then get by her. And I'm just like, and it's just, anyway, I was just so dangerous. Like she doesn't even realize how dangerous she was being.
No.
Because all the cars behind her are coming up going 90, 100, and blech.
That's a death sentence at that point.
Yeah. TC Dottie goes, what is a kilometer? Eagle emoji,
and American flag. Google the what is it called? Just Google it.
Conversion. Distance conversion. I think a kilometer is, I'm always getting this wrong, but I think 1 mile is approximately 3 kilometers.
Conversion. Sorry, my words didn't come out correctly this morning.
I believe that's what it is. 1 kilometer is approximately, 1 mile is approximately 3 kilometers.
How about we just Google it?
Yeah, we can do that too. Okay, Google it.
How many?
Yeah, TC Dottie. Yeah, 50 kilometers an hour is about 30 miles per hour.
Okay, well then thank you. I don't need to Google it.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. And it's funny because that's one thing I do find confusing, or not confusing, but like you kind of get used to how far things are, right? So like when I'm on a highway in Canada, our signs will say like next exit
2 kilometers.
2 kilometers, or say, let's say it says 1 kilometer away. When it says 1 kilometer away, I know that like, oh, my exit's coming quick because like it does not take long to travel 1,000 meters or 1 kilometer on a highway, right? You're going 100 plus. So like when I see that, I'm like, all right, okay, gotta get over, time to get off. In the US, it'll say like exit 1 mile away. And And I'm like, oh, better get over. And
No,
it's like
so you
it's
keep
like,
going.
oh, yeah.
You got lots of time.
So I find I have to like completely recalibrate my what the number 1 means when I'm driving there. But
And it helps if you're like renting a car in the US because then it's already converted for you instead of kilometers.
like the speedometer.
Yeah. But then when you're driving your own car across the border, you're like, wait, I gotta take a look at what I'm doing.
Yes, it's yeah. Well, I mean, I'm trying to. I think my speedometer has both, but it's not as clearly marked.
Exactly,
Like on the
yeah.
inside, it's like you can kind of see it, but it's just weird. Lamau, yeah, kilometer feels short for us Americans. It is short. It's not a long distance. I mean, 1,000 meters is not a long distance. So like usually I think the first time. In fact, now I'm not remembering right, but I'm pretty sure on the highway, usually it'll say like, your next exit is 3 kilometers away. And that's usually when you know it's coming up. Because at that point, I guess it's about a mile.
Now you know you got to merge.
Yeah. So anyway, that's how it is.
This whole conversation is just going to be driving tips.
Yep. One thing I did notice though,
Oh, here we go.
a lot of the highway speeds in the US are actually slower than in Canada. Because I found a lot of our highway speeds are about 100 kilometers an hour. But a lot of the highway speeds in the U.S. are, I believe, 60 miles, which is less than 100 kilometers an hour. I think that's right. There might be some that are 65 miles an hour.
TC Dottie, fact check us.
65 miles per hour
There you
mostly.
go.
So how many kilometers is that? Actually, I remember there were some that were faster. Where it's like, oh, that works out to about 110 kilometers an hour. But there were others that I'm like 60. Like how many? Let me look this up.
Here you go. Nah, 100 kilometers is just about 60.
65.
So it's
MPH.
faster.
Yeah, so I said there are some that are 65.
Did you
But-
get paint on your new case?
Yes. 65 mph in kilometers. Why would they? What? 65 miles per hour in kilometers, and it gives me 18.056 meters per second. That's not useful to me. 65 miles per hour to kilometer per hour. 104. Okay, yeah, okay. So the 65 miles per hour ones are faster, but I was on a bunch of 60 mile an hour ones as well. So I guess I'm not sure which is more common then, because I've been on both in the U.S.
I think it depends on what state you're in
True.
or what freeway you're on.
Also true. If I recall seeing a lot of the 60 miles per hour ones, that was in like Buffalo, New York, because that's when we crossed the border at like Niagara Falls or whatever. We're going into Buffalo, New York State.
Are people still actually cross-border shopping nowadays with all this stuff going on?
I feel like not right. I don't know. I feel like things are kind of tense right now, but I don't know.
Let's not dabble into politics on this show right now. Just thought
Yeah.
I'd ask.
Yeah.
What do you
But
say?
more open states like Texas can have 85 miles an hour. Really? I would love to drive on an 85 mile an hour.
Your car wouldn't get that.
My
fast.
car might have some trouble, but maybe I'll rent something there. 85 miles an hour.
You also don't want to drive all the way to Texas from here. That's 24 hours. It's like driving to Florida.
Yeah, I've driven to Georgia.
I've driven to I personally have not driven, but I've been driven to Florida.
Is Georgia further than Florida?
You go to Georgia first, and then
Oh, so
you
Florida's one more
yeah,
over.
You drive through Georgia to get to
Yeah, because I think Georgia was
Georgia.
made in Georgia.
Okay, you're
That's what
watching
they-
too much TV.
I think Georgia was 14 hours straight of driving, if I recall,
Damn.
and we did it in one day.
I mean, I'm driving to Newfoundland this summer, and
That's gotta be far.
19 hours just to the boat.
Just to the boat.
Just to the boat.
Wow.
Wowzers, 14 hours.
Yeah. I drove to Georgia in fact, I've done it twice
For a
for film
fest.
festivals. Yeah, I did it first to go to the Lawrenceville Film Festival. Oh no, it wasn't called Lawrenceville. It was in Lawrenceville, Georgia, but it was called the Something Wicked Film Festival.
Is it actually called Something Wicked, or you forgot what
No.
was before Wicked?
It was called something Wicked. It was the Something Wicked Film Festival in Lawrenceville, Georgia, and then I went to the Dragon Con Film Festival, which was spectacular, and that was in Atlanta, Georgia.
ATL.
That was fun, and I don't know if that festival's still on. I think COVID might have killed it because I haven't seen any posts for it. So
maybe they're just working on bringing it back.
Yeah. COVID, man. Wow.
Anyways, so yesterday I was watching the hockey game for no apparent reason. I had nothing else to watch. Oh. And it was the very end where the Leafs, I think it was overtime.
Yeah, actually, oh yeah, that's right. I was at my friend's birthday yesterday. Happy birthday. And it was on in the background, and yeah,
How would you say happy birthday to your friend? Or you don't want to say your friend's name?
Happy birthday, Pat.
There you go.
Yeah, okay, continue. Yeah.
So I turned it on because I had nothing else to watch. Like background noise, and I'm just watching. I think it was the third period.
Are you talking about in overtime?
No, before overtime.
So yeah, third period. Yeah.
And then I was watching it, and then I was like, why am I watching this? And I was going to turn it off. And I'm like, wait a minute, it's the end of the game and it's still 0-0. Uh-huh. So then I watched it for overtime. And then my husband was like, I'm not going to watch this. Turns around as the score happens. And I'm like, you missed it.
It was a big moment. 1-0 win, right?
Yeah.
And it was against Montreal.
And it was so smooth.
Yeah.
It was so smooth. And then it turned into like the Winnipeg game. Mm-hmm. And they were at a shootout. And then I saw Winnipeg win. I was like, hey, look at that. Go Canada.
Look at you watching hockey.
I know, just casually.
And you're wearing Leafs
So I
attire.
wore my Leafs, the only Leafs attire I have. And I bought it because I wasn't sure if Scott was going to remember to bring me something for work.
Yes. CC Dottie, 0-0 till overtime would have been a snooze fest. I imagine I didn't see most of the game because I was kind of on in the background. Mm-hmm. It depends on the game. I did notice.
But it's Canadians and Leafs.
Yes,
so.
That's the thing because I did notice there was a fight in the background. So a fight happened. Mm-hmm. I think
at the party or at the
at the game and at the party. It was an aggressive party.
Oh my gosh.
It depends on the game. Like if the game is close, like there's a lot of close chances. It's also worth knowing like Toronto and Montreal in the NHL they're extreme rivals. Historic goes back,
many
like a century
years.
Or whatever. And so when those two teams meet, it's usually pretty aggressive. But again, it depends on the type of game you are. You are right. So it's hard to know for sure. TC Dottie says, "What's your guys' favorite vacay you've all ever gone on? Do you have a favorite vacation that you can remember?"
I don't travel as much as Scott does, but my favorite vacation that I've been on, I would say is, I have a lot. Because I don't travel often, it is quite a luxury for me to go. And so it's usually very memorable. And it's usually with family. Mm-hmm. Disney is always fun for me. Went to Disney for my honeymoon, which was nice. And the experience of that. And then Newfoundland last summer was also a lot
which one?
of fun.
You have to pick a favorite.
I don't have a favorite.
You can only pick one.
I would say Disney is my favorite.
That's good.
But I've been to Disney so many times.
So which time? The honeymoon?
Oh, no.
The honeymoon one?
One of them, yeah.
Okay. There you go. Disney.
I
was thinking too, because I'm not.
Disney World.
It's hard for me to pick
to be
favorites.
Specific.
Disney World, okay.
Yes.
I haven't gone yet. I still have to go.
You need to go. Now is the best time actually to go because it's May 4th. Everything is Star Wars right now in any Disney park you go to. Everything is super hyped up to Star Wars.
It's probably packed though, right?
But now is the best time. No, it's still school, so people aren't actually going until. You can go next weekend. Go for Easter.
Next weekend is Wrestlemania. I want to watch that. I'm going to watch that live.
Okay, well then, can you just go to Disneyland in California in April? Since you are vacationing in that area?
Yeah, I don't know how close I am to there. I should do some research, I guess. I don't really know how it works.
Let me Google Maps it.
Anyway, my favorite vacation ever. It's hard for me to pick, but you know what? If I had to pick one, just because it's coming to my brain right now, is when I went to New Zealand, Australia and New Zealand. Mm-hmm. That was pretty spectacular. And when we went to New Zealand, we went to the Lord of the Rings set where they filmed the Shire scenes of The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings films. And that was just an incredible experience for me.
It's about a 6-hour drive, by the way, from where you're going to be in that state.
Won't be making that drive.
Can you fly?
I could, but I won't. We'll be.
Can you go earlier?
No. I'm working on I'm literally shooting a video on the day of the 25th and then flying the next day. So, but yes, New Zealand trip and then Australia. In Australia, in fact, there's a whole vlog about it. If you go on my channel, there's a whole vlog about my Australia and New Zealand trip. And when I was in Australia, we went to a place called Fraser Island, which is like the largest sand island in the world. It's like all sand. Mm-hmm. So it's like the whole island is just sand that has like piled up over the centuries.
I put 2 and 2 together when you said it was the largest sand island in the world.
It was all sand. Yes. And but it was like a magic world. Like you go on this island because of like the minerals in the sand, they have like a pink lake. They had a yellow lake. They had like a blue that was like not a natural looking blue. It felt like I was in Narnia or something. Yes. Yes.
I think, you know what? So I've been watching a lot of Amazing Race because it's on. There's a new season. I feel like you and your girlfriend or you and your brother should go on that show. And because you've been to so many parts of the world, it'll be easier for you to like map out where everything is because you've already been there. Like they were just in Bali.
I mean,
You've been to Bali.
I have been to Bali. I don't know if I'd be able to remember the layout of anything, but I am pretty good at reading maps. Like, are you good at reading maps?
No.
I'm
that type of person where I look at Google Maps and I have to like figure out where I am on my phone to figure out if I'm going left or right.
I'm pretty good. Yeah, massive sandcastle, exactly. Oh, Scott is a rich white man. Of course he can fly. You know what? Yes, sure. Definitely. And yeah, that was my favorite. That was my favorite one.
I think next year for May 4th, you should consider going to Disney.
Star Wars Day.
Yeah. Like around that area, because I think it's all of April into that time where it is all focused on Star Wars.
Speaking of that, Andor Season 2 is coming out April 22nd.
That wasn't my point of bringing that up.
I'm excited. But I'm also excited, yes, WWE, that's right, TC Dottie. TC Dottie, WrestleMania, April 19th to 20th. It's 2 days.
And then right after that, you're going to be watching
Andor.
Star Wars.
Yeah, so it's all just a huge, it's big stuff coming up.
19 and 20, that's Easter.
Yeah. What better way to celebrate Easter, I say, than to take in some WrestleMania? Am I right?
Yeah. Totes my goats.
Totes my goats. Well, look at that. We've talked for a half hour, and we didn't even get to the main thing that I wanted to talk about. We'll talk about it on the other side of the break.
Sounds good.
Who do you want to win? Oh, who do I want to win? Okay, let me think. I'll answer this question first. So, Liv Morgan and Raquel are fighting in a tag team match. Mm-hmm. I want them to win. Mm-hmm. There's a 3-way match between Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins. I kind of want Roman to win because I like Roman, but I'm curious I don't really know what they're doing with his story, so it's hard for me to figure out. Like, CM Punk wins, that's cool too. I don't really want Seth Rollins to win. I'm not the biggest. I shouldn't say I'm not a big fan of him, but he's not my favorite. What else? Oh yeah, John Cena and Cody Rhodes are gonna fight. That's what I'm very excited to see that.
Where's it gonna be held?
Las Vegas, Nevada.
So you're not going to Vegas this weekend?
I'm not.
Shocked.
Yeah.
Actually shocked.
Yeah. So, yes, TC Dottie. Oh my gosh, you don't know this. John Cena. Yes, he announced his retirement, but he's doing a year-long retirement tour. Mm-hmm. And a little while ago, in fact, while he was at Elimination Chamber in Toronto, John Cena turned heel. So he's now bad guy John Cena. And he has promised, he says that he hates where the WWE is and he wants to destroy wrestling. And he said that once he wins the belt, he's going to retire with it and take it home and be the last WWE champion with that belt. So Cody must defeat him. So the question now is like, I don't know how it's going to go, because on the one hand, you want John Cena. If he wins this, it'll be a 17-time champion, which means he'll be the only wrestler ever to win 17 championships. So on the one hand, you're like, I want him to have that. But on the other hand, he's the bad guy. Like, I want Cody to beat him. Honestly, it's a good story. John Cena's done a great job being a bad guy, and I'm very excited to see it.
Speaking of John Cena, the Bella twins, their special was on TV the other day, and I watched it. I like the Bella twins.
Who are the Bella
Nikki and
twins?
Brie Bella.
And what do they have to do with John Cena?
Nikki was engaged to John Cena.
Oh, really? Oh, wait. The Bella twins are those wrestlers.
Yes.
I forgot who they were, but I remember one of them showed up in the Royal Rumble, and my brother was like, oh, yeah, that's one of the Bella twins. I forgot who they were.
Wow, someone who likes wrestling. I out-wrestle talked him.
Yeah, you actually did, yes. But you know why? It's because...
I stumped you.
It's because the problem is, like, I know a bit about wrestling from, like, a long time ago. Then I never watched any wrestling for, like, the last 20 years even.
Yeah.
And then I've just started watching it a lot in the last year. So there's all these wrestlers whose entire careers I missed. I have no idea who they are.
Well, yeah, so John Cena was engaged to Nikki Bella, and then that ended. But I used to watch Total Divas, this show.
Wow.
Like, they had, like, a whole, like, reality TV show where they followed all the female wrestlers, the divas.
And you used to watch that?
I did, but I never actually watched the wrestling aspect of it. I just watched the reality TV show.
So you might
of it.
actually know more about some of these wrestlers than I do.
Maybe the female wrestlers, because Brie is married to Brian, who used to be a major wrestler, and then Nikki was engaged to John Cena, but they're no longer together.
Wow. So maybe she'll show up and
She's retired as well, but it's actually really interesting to watch their docuseries.
Interesting.
Or a documentary. It wasn't a series. It was a 3 or 4 hour episode.
Yeah. Awesome.
I was like, oh.
TCI says, sounds like something The Rock would do. I mean, that's the interesting thing. The Rock is
Oh
back
my God,
too.
Here we go again. Thanks.
The Rock is back too. And he's like the big boss. And the whole thing is that happened is John Cena turned heel by now joining sides with The Rock. The Rock is a bad guy too. So John Cena is kind of with The Rock now. So, it's big business.
TC Dottie, do you watch wrestling, or are you just throwing
TC Dottie
tidbits
says
in the chat?
TC Dottie says, oh yes, that was a long time ago. Wow, I remember those girls. I had such a crush on them. Well, there you go.
They're very
The
pretty.
Bella twins. My favorite female wrestler right now is Liv Morgan. I like Liv Morgan.
Sounds
She's
like
awesome.
sounds like a country singer.
It does kind of sound like that. But yeah, she's good, and I like Io Sky. Honestly, I'm excited for a lot of the things at WrestleMania this year.
I'm surprised you're not going to Vegas.
It's too expensive. Too expensive. Although, you know what I've been looking at? I just saw this thing pop up on Instagram. There's like a WrestleMania viewing party happening in Toronto. It's like $20 and you can go watch it on like a big projector screen.
You gonna do that?
I'm debating it.
Do it.
I'm just
Do it.
I'm just not sure how like cool the venue is. I got to check it out.
You never know.
Yeah. Like, I don't even know if they have chairs. It might be like a sitting...
Bring your own chair from when you went to
Oh.
your VIP chair.
That's in Vancouver, though. My brother has it. That
You
would be-
didn't get one in Toronto?
No, we would have had to pay way more money to sit in that section. We didn't want to do that. It was too expensive.
Just tell Taylor to come home this weekend. Bring the chairs.
Bring the chairs. Yeah. Fly with it. I haven't really watched it
hand carry.
recently, but I see a thing about it or two every once in a while.
Yeah, I saw it on Netflix.
Yeah, it's all on Netflix now, yeah. All wrestling is on Netflix now. In Canada. In the US, I think Monday Night Raw is on Netflix, but I think a lot of the other things are still on Peacock and like USA Network, I think.
Hulu
maybe. But in Canada, it's all, everything. In fact, I think pretty much all around the world except the US, everything is on Netflix.
You know who's not on Netflix?
Our advertisers. Ladies and gentlemen, today's episode of The Sit Down with Scott
Maybe they
Dion
are.
Brown.
We just don't know.
Who knows? Maybe. Who knows? Today's episode of The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown and Regine Alaina are
That's
brought to you by the following fantastic advertisers. They make this show possible, so let's meet them, shall we?
Yeah.
The Toronto real estate market is growing and changing every day. In these challenging times, you need someone in your corner.
Yep.
Jeanette McKenzie, Realtor at Forest Hill Signature, is committed to looking out for you. She'll go the extra mile to ensure you have all the information you need to make a decision you can feel confident about. Purchasing a home is one of the biggest financial investments you'll make in life. Don't leave it to chance. Call Jeanette McKenzie at Forest Hill Signature. She's my realtor, and she could be yours. Call today at 416-523-0408 or email at JMckenziehomes at gmail.com. Jewelry forever. Conveniently located at CF Markville Shopping Center on 5000 Highway 7 East, Markham. They do custom-made jewelry, repairs, and they change watch batteries, all done on site. Jerry at Jewelry Forever is a fantastic artist. Do you have something custom you'd like made? Do you have a vision for something you'd like him to create? He can do it. He can do anything, that guy. Do you have something damaged? I saw him on TikTok repair a ring that got crushed flat by a car. He made it round again. It could go on a finger again.
I love watching his videos, actually. Very therapeutic to watch.
His TikTok is very entertaining, so you should find him there. And we have a great deal worked out with him, don't we, Regine?
Yes, we do. If you go in and let them know Scott and Regine sent you, you'll get 15% off your entire purchase.
That's right, 15% off, 15%. Mention the show, get a great deal, and get something special for the special person in your life. When you're ready to save forever, think Jewelry Forever. Find out more at jewelryforever.ca. Beautified by Romina.
Internationally trained hair and makeup artist. She is the official hair and makeup artist of The Sit Down. Not only does she do our hair and makeup when we MC live events, when we decide, you know what, let's do a photo shoot. But she also does hair and makeup for pageants, short films, weddings, engagements,
Red carpets.
anything and everything. She can beautify you. Just reach out to her on Instagram and Facebook at Beautified by Romina.
And if you'd like to advertise on the show, it's very easy, right, Regine?
It's simple. All you have to do is email us at radioshowad, that's radioshowad@gmail.com.
That's right. We do the show live. we do the show live every week, people. And we also read the ads live week to week. That's right. We do the ads live week to week. What does that mean? It means you can personalize them week to week. Do you have an event, a sale, something happening at a particular time, particular place? You let us know. We let your potential client base know in real time. It's a great way to build a brand new relationship with a brand new audience. So get in touch. radioshowad at gmail.com.
We also do accents on the show week to week.
That's right. We timed that ad break to be exactly the length of the song. Did you notice that? It was fading out as we got to the end.
Oh, look at us go. We're such pros.
Well, in fact, because what I've noticed is like, sometimes we do it faster so that the song's not over yet. But sometimes the track ends before the ad break's done, and then it fades to zero, and then it starts again. And every time that happens, in the back of my mind, I'm always like, I really should extend that track. And then I always forget. And it's basically been 6 years of me saying, I should extend that track and never extending it. So one of these days I will.
Love
One
that.
of these days I will.
Sounds good.
But hi, everybody. If you're just tuning in, we are here for episode 311 of the Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown and Regine Alaina. We've been talking about driving.
311.
Yeah.
Let's just take that in for a second.
300. We've done this 311 times, Regine.
That's wild. And if you think about the amount of times that you and I have actually missed a show collectively or individually, we probably still have been on air for at least 300 episodes each.
Oh, yeah, I'd say so. Yeah. It's not been many that we've
No.
missed. It's not been many.
Because the only time Scott is missing from an episode and we've been on air was at the old studio because I had someone there to help me.
Yes.
I mean, I could do it here. I just don't know the technology that well in the studio.
Yeah.
I'm going to just film it at home.
Yes.
But
Yeah, I know. Between the two of us, it's been like it's a pretty good commitment. It's
Yeah.
good. It's good stuff.
We've done at least 300 each.
Yeah, we rule. We rule.
Yeah.
Something I wanted to talk about
Oh.
today because it's something I've been seeing in the media,
Uh-oh.
and it's honestly grinding my gears, Regine.
Ooh.
And actually, I'm wondering if we should try to find a video of it online.
What is it?
So I saw a Minecraft movie.
Yeah.
That's the title, a Minecraft movie.
Okay.
And I saw it on opening night. I think I mentioned this last
Yeah.
time. And I didn't intend to see it on opening night, but it was opening night. And honestly, I'm glad I did. But there's this, we have to talk about this trend that's been happening. Hang on, I'm going to search it up here.
Oh.
What's it called? Minecraft movie.
Is it a bunch of spoilers or?
No. It's here. It's the chicken jockey trend.
What is a chicken jockey?
I'll show you. Well, okay, no. So the chicken jockey. Yeah, okay. So the chicken. You say chicken. The chicken jockey in Minecraft is when it's a bad guy you fight.
Did you just giggle and said chicken?
Yeah, because I just realized I kept saying chicken over and over again.
Sorry. Okay.
But,
Back to the.
In Minecraft, you fight zombies sometimes. Sometimes there are baby zombies that attack you, and they're really fast and kind of scary. They run at you at a high speed. But every now and again, you'll encounter one that's riding a chicken, and it's attacking you. And apparently that's called the chicken jockey, which I actually didn't know until I saw the movie.
Okay.
But there's become this like meme online where people in the theaters, when they like get to that scene, because Jack Black literally goes, chicken jockey, he says the line. And then the audience all goes, chicken jockey, and everyone cheers,
Okay.
you know? And it's become kind of this trend to do where everybody in the theater just goes nuts when the chicken jockey thing happens. And like, honestly, I don't really have a problem with that part of it. I've attended a few screenings where there's like audience participation, like the Rocky Horror Picture Show or The Room. I've done those. I will say, I would have been annoyed if my first time watching the movie, I was in that type of environment because it's like I'm trying to watch the movie. You know what I mean? But the thing that's bothering me about the chicken jockey trend now is that because people are trying to like one up each other and they want to, you know, get awesome views and things. People are like, they want their celebration of seeing the chicken jockey to be more and more intense. And the reaction and the result of that is people are bringing like popcorn, bags of flour. One of them brought like literally like a live chicken. So basically what's happening is like, as soon as the chicken jockey comes on screen, everybody leaps up and screams and celebrates, but they're like trashing the entire theater.
Oh no.
Yeah. And so now like there's all this footage of theaters after the screenings, just completely a complete mess, like a total mess.
Oh no.
Like here, let me see if I can find
Do you want me to just search on TikTok?
well, I want to be able to do it. I want to be able to do the okay, here, this might be it.
Okay.
Let me see.
Let's share it with our viewers.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see if I can let you guys see this.
You
I
just
think
might
we
not
have.
be able to see the audio or hear the not see
I can't remember. Okay, here. I think they can hear the audio. I don't remember. Actually, I think they can. Okay, here. Check this out, Regine.
Chicken jockey.
See? And so,
Oh God.
yeah. And so there you could see like just stuff flying everywhere. And then, like I said, I watched like a news broadcast and like they show the aftermath and like it's the place is just a mess.
It's also a little distracting, I guess it might be the right word, where it's like you're just there watching a movie and then all of a sudden everyone's phones are out. Everyone's standing up.
Yeah.
No.
Well, you know, the thing that bothers me about it is it's like,
Put your phones down, people.
well, it's that, but like, so I remember like I've seen some footage, for example, like, and I don't even know if it's real, but it looked pretty real. It was like footage from like the 1980s when Darth Vader you find out that he's Luke's father, and that for whatever reason somebody had some old camera or was filming something in the theater, and you hear like the audience's like genuine reaction to that, and you kind of like you can hear the gasps, you know, and it was like
spoilers, Scott. No, I'm just kidding.
my bad. Sorry, everybody. Maybe I was maybe that's a lie. Anyway, point is, it was like it was a genuine reaction, right? And seeing that is like cool.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like you kind of like, wow, that must have been amazing to witness for the first time, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I've seen, there's other moments like that. Like I remember I've seen ones where like people reacting to like the end of Endgame, for example, like Avengers. Cool.
That was, yeah.
But the thing about this is like,
you're just ruining the experience for everyone.
it is, but it's also, it's not genuine, right? Because like the people there, they're not there reacting to something.
They're doing it for.
They're making a video. Yeah, like they're basically
for the trend.
Yes, it's like they're basically trying to do the latest version of the Harlem Shake. You know what I mean? Like that's what this is. And so it's kind of just this performative. Oh, look at how crazy we are! But like it's not crazy because you're doing it for the camera. You know you're being filmed. You're the ones filming. However, even if it was that, that's not what bothers me. The part that bothers me
How messy
is the mess.
Yeah.
Yes, because someone has to clean that up, right? And like, it's gonna be the minimum wage people who work at the theaters who have to clean it up. And I've seen some comments, and it must all of them be kids or teenagers, I hope, who are saying this. But it's just like the cleaning price should that should be included in the price of the ticket, and da 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 da. And I'm like, first of all, like cleaners and the people that work there and all that stuff, that is included in the price of your ticket, okay? But what's not included in the price of your ticket...
The harassment.
Well, that, but also just like, it's not expected that you're trashing the entire theater at the end of every screening so that they have to get a professional cleaning crew to clean it up.
It's just terrible. It's kind of like, you know how Taylor Swift had that movie that came out? And so like... Swifties would go to the theaters, and sometimes it gets a little messy because there's a dance party. One that's kind of more expected because people know it's going to be a dance party. This is just intense. Like, why are you bringing stuff from home to throw at a screen when you're technically not supposed to bring outdoor food or outside food with you?
I mean, that as well. Or like bringing, like I said, like a bag of flour. Like you're bringing purposely things.
Like who the F does
that are just,
that?
it's just like, it's... I don't like it for the workers who have to clean it up.
But imagine just like watching a movie, just like, like you said, you and your girlfriend went and you're like, you know what, let's just go watch a movie. And then you're sitting there and then all of a sudden popcorn flies in your direction, or you're sitting behind the people with the flour and then you get hit with flour, not expecting it.
Yeah. Like, especially if you're there, like not knowing that that's the type of screening you're going to. Yeah. I mean,
I'd be pissed.
Well, the only thing is it's almost like it's created the situation now where like you almost can't watch the movie just like to watch the movie.
And this is why you go to the 19 plus VIP theaters where there is no children. Sorry, kids.
Sure, I guess. Although, yeah, that's a good point, I guess. But like, and I will say actually, I'm actually very glad that I did see it on opening night.
Because there was none of that.
Well, because nobody knew about it yet, right? Nobody had seen the movie. But the cool thing was like, it was still a pretty noisy theater in that like it was full of kids and their parents. And I think I said this last week. Some kids were like explaining to their parents how Minecraft works and like why certain things were happening. So it was cute. But also like people were genuinely reacting. So like the movie is funny. Like there are funny, kind of slapstick comedy style moments. And like the audience was laughing. And the funny thing is what's cool about when you experience that with a crowd, you get pulled in it, right? I think that's why I mentioned like I watched Star Wars: A New Hope in theaters for the first time in like since I was a child, right? Recently, and it was so weird. Like parts in the movie, like I've seen that movie a million times, but parts that even if I knew it was coming, experiencing it with like funny the jokes and things with an audience, you just enjoy it so much more, and you feel that real like laughter and joy.
Yeah,
it was a beautiful thing. And I got to experience that with this Minecraft audience, but now this, it's like I get it. You've turned the movie into it's a meme, and I guess it'll probably make the movie do well. All I'll say is this: clean up after yourself if you're doing that. Like, it's not
Be
cool.
respectful.
And again, it's not just the minimum wage workers who have to do it. Maybe you don't care about them, which I think you should. But like, it's also the fact that like, if they trash the theater, they have to now clean that up. And usually the amount of time that they've set aside to clean up theater and prep it for the next screening, it's not a lot of time. So you run the risk of like having people who are watching the movie next, now their screening is delayed. Like, there's just so many things. And it's just like, it's just trashy behavior.
Is this happening in the city as well, or is it just...
I don't know where. I mean, I've seen videos in Australia, in the US. I'm sure it's happening here too. I don't know like where the worst ones are, but it's just kind of become a thing.
I don't like that. That's rude.
I just don't like that it's inconsiderate of other people. Like, that's the thing I don't like.
The problem is, and I'm going to throw it out there to the internet, and I'm sorry for saying it, but if you look at the way that society is now as a whole, regardless of where in the world you are, I feel like the amount of consideration for others has kind of gone down.
Yep.
The amount of, what's the word that I'm looking for? People, the amount of respect that people think that they deserve has also been...
Yeah, it is an entitlement thing.
That's the word that I was looking for.
In that, like, people, it's like, oh, you know...
Well, I paid to be here, so
Yeah.
I'm going to do whatever I want. No, that's not how we treat people.
Yeah.
That's not how we treat things. And it's unfortunate that I think even because of the pandemic, and I hate saying, oh, because of the pandemic, like, we haven't stopped using that as an excuse, but I'm going to use it as an excuse. But because people have been sheltered for so long, people forgot how to respect things.
Yeah, you know what it is? There's this big breakdown of like how, like, there's a way you should behave when you're out in public around other people, right?
And people don't know how to do that anymore.
Yeah, it's like and movie theater's a good one. It's like you go there and then you want to watch the movie as if you were at home.
So you pull your phone out.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You can be talking, you can be noisy, you can sit, you can just kind of do whatever you want. And it's just...
That's not how the world works. But unfortunately, that's how it's become. And
yeah.
that whole trend situation is just proof that people think that because they paid to be there, they can do whatever the hell they want and get away with it.
I think the YouTube prank phenomenon kind of started it, I think, because it became this thing where people want to, because they're filming themselves and they're trying to make content and they're trying to get views and be famous and whatever they're trying to do.
Yeah.
They kind of go out into the world and treat the public as if they're just like their playground, that they can kind of just do whatever they want, you know? And that's why we're seeing, like, there was that YouTuber or actually I think he was a Twitch streamer who got like arrested in Asia because he was just going around harassing people, basically just trying to he's just doing everything he can to like
To go
get
viral.
views. Yeah. And this is kind of an offshoot of that. It's that, I don't know, the thing that I don't like about it is it's like you're no longer like a fan of the movie even. You're not even going to the movie to watch the movie.
You're just going to follow the trends.
Yeah, you're just going there because, oh, this is the thing that people are doing. Oh man, we got to do this. And it sucks because it ruins it ruins it for everybody else. And everyone else just is kind of like a prop in your little show. And again, in general, I actually don't care. But when you do stuff that's like destroys property or ruins people's play and ruins people's day, it just feels like there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. And it's sad because it's not like you can just like, oh, well, it's kids. It's not just kids. It's grown-ass adults who are also doing it.
Yeah, and also and teenagers who should know better.
But they don't because lack of parenting. Sorry. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah. You kids. Anyways, clean up your act.
And clean up after yourselves.
Seriously. Like, you know what? You can go do crazy things and break into dance and pretend like, wow, I can't believe, whoa, the moment. Yeah, we got to film us seeing this, right? But it's like, you could, after you do that, like clean up your mess. Like you could, you know? What I hate is this idea that's like, the idea that a person could
Wait. Are we old, Scott?
You know what? This shouldn't be age. This shouldn't be an age thing. Okay? All right, this should just be a decent human being thing, okay?
Yeah.
It's just the idea that a person thinks that they can walk into a place that's not theirs, make a mess,
Yeah.
and they'll be like, all right, bye. Anyways, I'm leaving now. Yeah, somebody should clean that up.
When you go to a movie theater or you go to like a concert or you go somewhere and you buy or purchase a beverage or
Yes.
popcorn or food, are you the type of person to just leave it there or do you actually carry it out with you?
I've started to take it with me. However, I will say this, because it's funny because I've started to notice, like, last time I was at a movie theater, in fact,
Yeah.
they had this ad playing before. It's like, don't be a whatever they called it. They made a name for it, like to kind of make like, don't be a garbagey something or whatever. Like, take your trash with you. And I remember I saw that and I was like, okay, wait. Like, it was
You can just leave it there before.
for like all of movie and sports history.
You just leave it there.
You're supposed to put your garbage under your chair.
Yeah.
And then the person
I thought
after
that
the
was
game.
that was best
That was
practice
that was the
before.
etiquette.
Yeah.
Yes. Now it has become in recent years. I guess again they're trying to like make it easier on the staff, or probably they just want to be able to turn things over faster. But in general now they're trying to say they have bins at the door. We want you to drop your garbage in there. And so I'm trying to do that. Although I think at sporting events still I generally just leave it under my chair. But again, that's like the etiquette.
Yeah, because like I remember going to like country concert. I still do, but like when you're on the lawn and you have like your tall boy or whatever it is that you're drinking, and it just becomes like a pile, like a communal pile where everyone knows this is where we're going to leave it, and it just stays there. But now I carry it out and find a recycling bin.
Yeah. So yeah, I think so. I used to always just leave it under my seat because that was the norm.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm a little like, don't act like this wasn't normal before.
Yeah.
When I'm seeing these ads of like, don't be a trashy Tina, don't take your garbage with you. I'm like, okay, but like, this was what we were supposed to do before.
Maybe they're trying to teach society to clean up after themselves again.
I mean, honestly, I don't even have a problem with bringing my garbage out with me, but it was just so.
Half the time I'm bringing my popcorn home. So,
Oh, I don't. My popcorn does not survive this screening.
are you a popcorn person or do you get like?
I like to get nachos.
Me too.
And popcorn.
I get nachos and my husband gets popcorn and then we switch.
I usually we've been going to Imagine Cinemas, which is a smaller, I think it's an independent cinema chain in Toronto anyway. But they have like big recliners. And
I love the recliners.
I always like to get the nachos with the jalapeno peppers and salsa and cheese.
Same.
But I find they don't usually make it past the previews. So
It's funny because like when you're eating popcorn, it's like it's a different crunch, right? And then you eat the nachos and like,
yeah.
and I'm like, oops, sorry.
But I find like by the time the previews, because we like to try to get there like early so that we see all the previews. I like watching the previews.
Of course you do.
Because, I want to see what movies are coming
Of course
next.
you do.
Yeah. But the nachos are always just gone by that time. So that's why I've been getting nachos and popcorn, because at least I'll have snacks for the actual film.
I do. Do you do butter or like layered butter?
We don't usually get butter. We just get the popcorn. Yeah.
We do layered butter.
That is the way to do it if you're going to do it. Because otherwise the butter's just on the top and then half the popcorn is just not on it.
But then like it's all greasy at the bottom, so you got to have a lot of napkins under your hand.
Yeah. TC Dottie says, Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie. OMG, I can't wait. I didn't see the first one. You know, the thing is, I don't know that much about Five Nights at Freddy's. I know it was a huge game. I only briefly tried it on stream once, and I don't think it was even the right one. So it's a whole phenomenon that maybe I'll have to check it out one day, but I've just kind of missed it. I just missed the whole thing. But hey, you know
Do
what?
you
I'm
still
glad.
game?
I mean, yes, except not for months. I've been too busy.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't done any gaming streams, and like, I haven't had any time to play games by myself without streaming, and then no time for streams. It was funny. I turned on Minecraft yesterday because I had to capture some footage for the video because I want some game footage in the game. And I was like, I didn't remember the controls. I was like,
Oh, no.
I'm like, how do I open my inventory? How do I didn't know. I couldn't remember how to do anything.
Yikes.
So when I actually do a Minecraft stream, I'm going to have to like learn
Relearn
all
it.
over again how to do stuff.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I gotten into board games a lot lately.
That's fun.
I call them game boards. And my husband's like, it's not. It's a board game. I'm like, let's have a game board night. And everyone's like, no, it's a board game.
Well,
Because I want to say game night. And then I end up saying game board night. But I'm like, that is not
so
correct.
the board game is the whole game. The game board is the actual physical board.
So was I correct?
You would never say a game board night,
But I do.
but a game board is a thing. It's just the board itself.
Yeah, we're going to have a night playing games on a board.
I mean, I would understand what you're saying, but I would be...
Everyone does, but then everyone's like, that's not the right terminology.
It would be like immediately, like, let's say you showed up at like a convention of like board game players.
Yeah, oh my
and then
God.
you would walk in and talk, and they'd immediately be like,
Get
she's an
out.
imposter.
Yeah.
Nobody would say game board unless they're specifically referring to the game board. Like you'd be like, okay, yeah, move your... Okay, so we're looking at the game board now,
It's
and
kind of like
the red
Game
square.
Boy. Maybe that's why I say Game Boy.
Yeah, that could be. It's in your mind like that.
I think it's because I say game night often and then turned into game board, but it's actually board game night.
We're going to play a board game on a game board
On a game night.
on a game night. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, but I've been playing a lot of more board games lately.
Like what? What do you go to?
My husband got me into Small World.
Okay, I'm not even familiar with that one. Okay.
Um,
I should say I don't really know that much about game
see?
board games.
What else do we play? Codenames. I love Ticket to Ride because it's just one that I've memorized the map so I can easily connect everything and typically win. Sheriff of... What is it called?
Everything you're saying, I don't know what they are.
Oh, okay. Well, not Monopoly. I don't like Monopoly. It's too long.
I do know Monopoly, but
We got
I
into
don't really know.
Clue. We got, for Christmas, we were playing like the Grinch's version of
Clue.
Clue. It was pretty fun.
I played Clue once when I was a kid, but I don't think we understood the rules, and I didn't understand the game. Like we were kids, and I don't think we were even playing it right. But I remember my friend had it. So I've never actually played a full game of Clue.
I say we have a
Board
board game night.
We could do a board game stream or something. That could be.
Ooh,
kinda
that
fun.
would be fun.
Okay. Okay, maybe we can make
But
that
what do
happen.
we need more people?
Yeah, we'd have to get some other people who want to be on camera for a few hours and to do
Or
it.
they can just be on the side.
Well, they have to play the game.
Yeah, they can play the game, but they could be like sitting here.
No, I want 4
You want
personalities
people
on stream.
on camera.
Yes.
We should do that. Maybe for episode 400. That's so far from now.
But it could be fun. Okay, maybe if we can find the right people who we think would be good, and we'll do like a special camera setup, and we'll do like a full out board game.
I'll ask my friend and her fiance because they both like playing games, and I'm sure they'll be fine on camera.
Okay.
Why don't we do that for my birthday? If our guests will be willing to do... No,
board
that would be
game?
a really long stream, depending on the game.
Yeah. Okay, we'd have to also pick the game carefully.
Yeah. So not one that I am
Yeah.
familiar with.
Like we shouldn't play like Risk or something. No.
I don't know how to play Risk.
I don't either, but I know that Risk is like hours and hours long.
Monopoly is really long.
Yeah.
My husband's trying to get me to play Catan, and I'm like,
That's another long one, yeah. The only real experience I have with like I like tabletop games like my Warhammer models, but even those like I haven't played in like over.
my husband has that.
He has Warhammer?
I'm pretty sure.
Well, like
Let me ask him.
because I have a bunch of like I started playing Warhammer Age of Sigmar a few years ago, and I haven't played in so long, but like I really miss doing it. Like I liked painting my army and then like deploying them. Anyways,
That just sounds really nerdy. Sorry.
I am pretty nerdy.
You are.
Well, speaking of games,
Yeah.
let's move to our final segment
He says there's so many. Which one?
of Warhammer. Specifically, I play Age of Sigmar.
Age of
Sigmar, Sigmar.
Sigmar.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing this week's edition of the Barrel of Monkeys World Championship.
Ooh, ooh, ah, ah.
So I want to play today.
Yeah.
I feel like you don't need to because you're ahead of me, right?
I'm pretty sure.
This is really just like
He's just trying to catch up.
yeah, this is just a me attempting to better myself.
Oh, he does have some of those games, but not the one you have.
Oh, maybe he has 40K. Does he have 40K?
I don't know.
40K is like set in the future. It's like a Starship Troopers age,
Like a Star Wars looking thing?
kinda, but
Let me
more.
ask him.
Yeah, but Age of Sigmar is like Lord of the Rings age, like fantasy
I'm
fighting.
surprised he doesn't have that one then.
And I have an orc army.
Isn't that like a video game too?
They did make a video game, but
I think
the video
he plays
game
the video game too.
that makes sense. But the video game was based on the tabletop game. All right, everybody.
He says I played Total War Warhammer 3.
Okay, so the video game.
That's why it sounded familiar.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, Scott wants to beat me.
1 minute on the timer.
I could use my phone, but
And you,
okay.
You can control
Yeah.
my camera. All right.
Are you ready, Scott? Do you need a demonstration?
A demo. I think I've done this. I think I figured it out.
Okay, are you sure?
I don't know. All right.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah, move to my spot. It's easier.
Okay.
Keep it warm. 3,
Yeah.
2, 1, go. Oh, it didn't start. Okay, it started. You got an extra couple. Boom, boom, boom. Wow. Okay, the focus. All right. Not too shabby, Ooh. This is weird because you normally do commentary. Oh.
Focus today.
Yes, you are. Your face says it all. All right. I would try going the other way. Oh, you got 19 seconds. Oh, you lost one. Yeah, grab it from there. Ooh, scoop it up. Yes. 5 seconds. 4, 3. Ooh. 2, 1. Oh, give me that one. I'll give you that one. I'll be nice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that'd be 8.
Okay, you don't need it anyway.
I'm pretty sure my score is already higher than that, right?
I'm pretty sure.
Going to the monkey standings.
Oof.
Where am I? Yeah, my high score is 10 right now.
What's mine? 12, 11.
What's your score? Yours is. I thought you were higher than me.
Did you try to just beat me, but we have the same score?
Where's your name? Oh yeah. We're tied at 10.
Okay, let me try.
Okay, fine.
How rude.
I thought that for some reason I forgot that I had matched your score. Okay.
Hang on.
All right.
Let me spell monkeys correctly. And then put a monkey.
All right. So yeah, then if I went with a chance to so basically we have to get like 11 to
Let
get.
me try.
All right. Okay, Regine.
My
I'll
turn,
allow
my
it.
turn.
All right, here you go.
Ooh, so close.
Okay. How are you feeling here? Are you nervous? Are you?
Never
you-
nervous.
Okay.
Okay, so I need to beat 10. All right, let's do this.
All right. Where's my timer? Okay, here we go. All right. 3. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Go.
Ah, no, terrible.
I mean, it's not a bad stack. Oh, it looks like a monkey burger. Okay, yeah, I mean, you've got the right idea. You know what? This is like actually very good. You're going to do really well. 20 seconds remaining.
Slow and steady.
Slow down, Regine. Oh my gosh.
Uh-oh.
You're already at 10 right now. Oh. Not today, Regine.
No.
Not today.
Wait, did you give yourself that extra one that fell? Oh, you had 8 anyways. Okay, yeah, never mind.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, my high score is 10.
That was so close to 11.
Yeah, I would have been sad if you'd done it. Ha! We're still tied.
No. Not
still
fair, not fair.
Well, that's life.
That's life. How mean.
That's life, Regine. I'm glad we're still tied because, yeah.
Because then we keep going until we...
I'm going again.
We would do that too. The whole episode would be like 5 hours of us just trying to beat each other.
Yeah. I mean, that could be funny, actually. But
That would be funny. We really need to put some consideration into...
the Barrel Monkeys episode?
Yeah.
You're right.
I say... So, if I'm away in July, what if we do something in August?
Barrel of Monkeys special edition episode.
Yeah. It doesn't even have to be a Sunday. It could just be a day that most people
You're
are
right.
available.
You're right, yeah.
And then we just stream it on air.
Special
It could just
episode.
be an extra...
Extra thing.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, we'll talk about it.
We keep talking about it.
We'll pick a day. We'll do it. Clean up after yourselves in a theater.
Yeah.
Specifically, if you're making more mess, like if your theater already has the etiquette of, put your stuff under the seat, that's one thing. But if you're bringing extra crap,
If you're throwing it at a screen.
throwing flour, throwing liquids.
Liquids?
Yeah, I couldn't tell. Some people look like they're throwing their drinks.
What the hell?
Throwing a live chicken.
Okay.
But like, if you throw a bag of flour, that means that you have to go through and then like they have to like vacuum the seats because it's not even like you can just quickly sweep up the floor. You got to like vacuum out the seats,
And
and you're never going to get all of it. No. Anyways, Regine, where can people find you?
You all can find me on my Instagram and TikTok at It's Regine Alaina, which is, whoops, wrong way.
Yeah, everything's backwards today.
Right here. You can find me there. I am not trying to be trending, so I am not going to be throwing any popcorn at a screen.
Yep.
But you can find me there. You can also find me if you're looking for pageant coaching. Pageant season is in full force right now. I say that every week because it's true. There are back-to-back weekends in the next coming weeks. If you're looking for a pageant coach, I may be able to fill you in or take you in. Pageantcoaching.RegineAlaina on Instagram. Link is in the description.
Boom.
Right?
Yeah, I believe so.
I hope. If
We'll
not,
check.
go to my Instagram and I'm all there. All right, Scott, where can people find your new video?
You can find it right here where you're watching this very video, youtube.com/Scott Dion Brown. And yes, right now I'm going to go home. I'm
New
going to
video.
get on my
New
computer
video.
and I'm going to be editing all night to finish it. And I will say honestly, I've worked very hard on this.
Harder than all your other videos?
I mean the same amount, I guess. A bit as hard as like my other
Make a
song
man
covers.
out of you.
Yeah, it's like so I will say it involved recording the song.
Yes.
So I had to, arrange all the instruments, record them.
Did you play all the instruments?
I played the guitar and I sang. And then the bass and drums I arranged digitally.
Wow.
Like I had to arrange them. I'm not playing them,
But you did it.
but I had to manually create them. Yeah, so I arranged it, mixed it, mastered it, all of that stuff that you got to do for music production. Then I built some custom props for this cover. So like that's why like there's just several days of work in here. Like there were certain like I spent a whole day just building stuff to put on camera. So like I said, a lot of work went into it. I'm very proud of it. I mean, I hope the video looks good, but I'm pretty sure it will be, and I'm going to work really hard on it today. It's going to probably be like a 10-hour edit or something.
Damn.
So watch for it tomorrow morning at youtube.com/ScottDionBrown. I'll also
Woohoo.
post some behind-the-scenes photos and things on Instagram. You can find me right here at Scott Dion Brown. You can find me on X as well at Scott Dion Brown. I don't post on there that often, but I'll probably post some updates about this video on there because I usually do that.
Yeah.
So find me at Scott Dion Brown on all those things. Follow the show, The Sit Down with SDB on TikTok, The Sit Down with SDB on Insta, Sit Down Scott on X, The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown and Regine Alaina on Spotify and other
Apple
places.
Podcasts.
Yeah, I believe we're on there. I think we should actually double check that. Have you ever actually checked? Are
Let
we
me
actually
do it
there?
right now.
I think we are.
Apple Podcast.
But anyways, everybody, thank you so much for being here. Hit like. TC Dottie, thanks for hanging out and asking questions and being in the chat and all that
Thanks for all
business.
the amazing. Yeah, we were on Apple Podcast. Thank you for all the amazing questions.
Wonderful.
And comments.
So I will see you all very, very soon. Next week's episode is not going to be a live episode. It's going to be the episode covering our... Oh, but specifically next week's...
Yeah, we are showcasing our interviews that we had at the JR and Mika Javier concert,
Yes.
which happened a month ago.
That's right.
Ish.
Yep.
It's Easter. We celebrate Easter, so and it's also WWE weekend for Scott. So
Too busy.
too busy, but we figured why not take this opportunity to showcase what we did. We got a great opportunity through Marquee Hugh Productions and being their media partner. So
Yes.
some great music. I fangirled really hard. I hope that was not captured in the video.
We got some of that.
Oh no. But it was a great show. So
Yes. So you guys went to see it. And yeah, make sure you check out my new video. Hit that like. Follow Regine on socials. Follow me.
Yeah.
All that business.
only on socials.
Only on socials. And we'll say goodbye. Bye, everybody. Regine, you can close out the show using the mug. Do the mug.
I can actually cheers it.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.